Hello, I'm Joshua Smith with Fresh Look Outreach Maps. The Lord has given me the ability to design, print, and laminate customized wall maps that you can use to evangelize your local town, neighborhood, city, even county, really just whatever area the Lord has given you a responsibility to reach with the gospel. We can help you with that. This is a tool that helps you reach your Jerusalem, which helps us reach the uttermost. We have missionary and church planting projects, especially in Argentina, and the funds that we gain from making these maps help us to further those missionary projects. This really all started while I was a missionary in Argentina, and we were trying to evangelize the city of La Plata, which is part of the greater city of Buenos Aires. And we were mapping out a strategy and planning out, trying to define the goals and trying to create teams that would go out and reach the city with the gospel. And we didn't want to leave any houses behind. We didn't want to just keep going over the same area over and over again. We wanted to make sure that no one was left out, and we wanted to have a clear strategy and then also a way that we could mark our progress as we went along. So the Lord allowed me to design that first map, and then we had it printed there, and we went through a few different iterations over time in our evangelism efforts, and the Lord blessed with that, and different missionaries and pastors would ask me to help design them an evangelism map for their local efforts. And when the Lord blessed and allowed us to have the Fresh Look Bible Project here in the United States, we acquired wide format printing and laminating equipment that allows us to make this available to a much wider audience. And so these are just tools that help you reach your Jerusalem and also help us reach the uttermost. Every map is different. Really, each of them start out with just a consultation that's free between you and me, just to find out what your vision is, what area you want to cover, what kind of scale you're looking for, what you're trying to do. And we can normally accommodate that as long as it's within the realm of physics, and you would define what space you're trying to put it in. Most of these maps end up being something like 6 feet by 8 feet wide. It just works out with the scale so that you can see the detail but see the big picture in front of you as well. This particular map behind me is a little over 5 feet wide or tall and a little over 7 feet wide, and it's really a section of a city, or more the suburbs of a city. The pastor really wanted to hone in and focus on a certain area, and it covers quite a bit of ground though, and this all depends on the scale that we come up for your particular needs. In this case, the grids go from A1 all the way down to H9. And each grid represents 1 mile of width. And so this covers 9 miles across, and a little less than that as far as north and south goes. And that really depends. We can just do a few mile radius and really get up close, or make a smaller map. We can have a large map that covers quite a bit of ground. This is really a great scale where you can see and mark through the streets. One of the reasons we do these satellite maps is because you can actually see to the street level and see the street names very clearly. You can see the houses. Sometimes, with a lot of maps that you use, the streets are so tiny you can't even see all of them, and then you try to mark it, you're confused, and then you don't even know if there's houses there, if it's just completely a wide open street or road, if it's an industrial or commercial zone that doesn't even make sense to go canvassing door to door. And so these satellite maps really help you see exactly what you're doing and plan things out with a little bit more wisdom. So as far as the map goes, I want to just cover some of the features and benefits and some of the kind of options that you have. Some maps would have sort of a banner up top with a title or a slogan that you choose, whether it's reaching our Jerusalem or in this case it's praying for and serving the people of Heartland. You can have a slogan, you can have your church logo. Sometimes because of what you're trying to cover in the map, it doesn't make sense to have a large banner, and you try to fit those kind of things sort of inside the map itself. It really just depends on what your needs are and what the area that we're covering is, sort of a shape of the map. And most maps come into 2 pieces. This map is actually in 2 different sections. Some maps are wider and will come in 3 sections. Normally a section is something like 40 to 50 inches wide. In this case, there's normally a half an inch to an inch of overlap so that you can line them up really easily without having to be exactly precise, and also makes it easier to ship, and it makes it easier for you to handle them when you're putting these up. Some people put frames around these. These are laminated, and this is laminated with a matte finish so that it really reduces the glare that you might have in a lot of lamination, but it still allows for marking up and erasing. And that's one of the beautiful things about these maps, is that you can go ahead and mark up the ground that you're trying to cover. Let's say you get all these streets, all these houses, but then maybe you're starting a new campaign later on after you've got it all marked up, and you want to use it all over again. And so you can erase that. You can also erase if you just make a mistake and need to correct that. One of the very cool things about the whole project, we can make grid pages for you. It's an optional thing, but it's something that's very convenient. You can order a digital product, it's a PDF, and they're grid pages, so that each of these grids, A1, A2, A3, and so forth, all of these will be on a PDF as a separate page that you can print off and use them to help people as they go out and know, you can assign houses or streets. You can have people mark them up and bring them back to you so that one person can mark up the map when it's done. It's an optional thing that you can use to print out as handouts, or you can also just give the files to people on their iPads and tablets and phones and that sort of thing as they go about. So overall, this project is just a very customizable thing that helps you do the work that you're already trying to do in a more organized and efficient way. It helps people. I've seen it time and time again when a church has a vision, when they have a plan, when they can see the strategy, you have more participation, more people go out when they feel like they know what they're doing and they have a clear responsibility. And whenever you can track the progress, you can see just how things are coming along. And sometimes that means that you're doing a good job, and sometimes it means you're behind, and you can see how much more there is to do. So these are tools that are just a visual aid that really help people and help churches to evangelize in a more effective way. So if you have any questions at all, reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to help you with this. And it doesn't cost a thing to just talk to me and find out how we might be able to help. God bless you.